this talk is the power of now. Is it keeping you stuck? I've had some other ideas like, is it killing you? Is it making you miserable? I am not against Eckhart Tolle or Eckhart Tolle. I've heard people describe it differently, and I'm not against the book or the idea of the power of now. Exactly. He seems like a great guy, and I don't know him. He seems like something very profound happened to him, and he's been a real blessing and gift to the world. So this isn't me slamming him, but it is a great jumping off point for frustrations I had in my own life as a depressed, socially phobic, anxious person who was desperate to find peace, and my mind had this idea that if I do all these self-help and spiritual practices that I would eventually conquer my depression and conquer my anxiety and social phobia and put it in its place, and the new powerful me would it was also peaceful and would be, come into power. And so my experience when I read The Power of Now was hope, excitement, then anger, frustration, and despair. And it's not only me. Over the years, I probably read that book, I don't know, 12 or 13, 14 years ago. And I've run into a lot of people in the same boat where they use this idea that their mental concept of the present moment as a way to berate themselves, beat themselves into submission and be like, if I could just get in the now, and I'm not in the now. So if they're upset, I shouldn't be upset. I should be in the now. If they want something, I shouldn't want something. I'd be in the now. If they have a memory, your parent dies, I should be in the now. Like the idea. And I would like to say that book too, my guess is, and I could be wrong, but my guess is that was the first book that came through, and he has had time to mature and grow. And the second book, which I don't remember the title at the moment, but I remember it being a lot softer and gentler and probably more, in my opinion, probably more helpful to people. My opinion. But I have run into a lot of people with the idea that the power of now is this, you're in the moment without any feelings. You're not a human anymore. And if you listen to anything I have to say, I'm just going to probably repeat the same thing over and over again with different situations. And the now is how you feel in the moment. So if you're sad, that's now. If you're sad and you have an idea that I want to be in the now because that's more powerful. Sounds like an ego-based position, the power of now. I'm not making fun of the title of the book. I'm talking about the mental concept of the power of now. Like I'm going to be powerful. The ego wants to be powerful. He wants to be in control. He wants to make me a better person because I do not meet his expectations. And neither do you. If I knew you, my mind would have a judgment. That's what minds do. It doesn't like the government. It doesn't matter who's in power. My mind would not like the government. Not to give the people who are in charge of the governments a break, because they're a lot like us. They're doing a really terrible job, or they're doing a really amazing job for now, because that's what's required at this moment. And so the power of now, let's just say whatever is going on with you at this very moment is just what's going on. Like, there is no mystical, magical place to get to, right? That is a point of suffering. So you take an ego that's already inflamed from childhood trauma and already believes that it's wrong and shouldn't be this way, and other people, especially nowadays with YouTube and Facebook and TikTok and Instagram, and everybody seems to have their act together, but whoever is consuming the social media. And what if you didn't need to get to the power of now? What if there's the power of you being who you are, like including every step. I'm not trying to say you can get somewhere if you listen to me. I'm saying, like, right now, let's take a breath. Let's take another breath. I don't know about you, but I love taking deep breaths. Let's just take a few more. Let's take a few more. I don't know if you can hear my sons in the background. I have a sheet over the door, a soundproof thing, but it still comes through. It's a hollow door. But I don't mind. I hope you don't mind. But trying to get somewhere is okay. Trying not to be somewhere is okay. Wanting to solve your problems is okay. Wanting things to be different is okay. Not liking your situation, not liking yourself, not liking other people. The problem with, like, the law of attraction and the Abraham Hicks and the if you raise your vibration, these are, if you raise your vibration, you get things. You're like people will leave a religion, like, say, a Christianity, or I don't know. I'm not gonna say any other religion. I grew up in a wonderful Methodist Christian tradition, and I got nothing against it. But I'm just saying, people leave, insert your religion, and they'll trade it in because they say that's guilt and shame based, and then there's nothing wrong with being in a religion, I promise you. And they'll trade that in for some spiritual or self-help practice or a guru or an avatar. And then they'll be like, well, I wore black, or other people's dark energy has affected me, or someone ate meat, or, I got to meditate for, I should just meditate all the time. Why even experience life? Just sit in meditation. Or do yoga, or I did hypnosis and NLP and all these things, and all these things can be wonderful. But if you have the idea you should get somewhere, great. If you have the idea you shouldn't be somewhere, great. If you have the idea that there is a power of now that you need to get to so you can be that expansive, here's one, my ego is completely dissolved. So if your ego believes it's completely dissolved, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So you want to get in this expansive egoless state, which means an ego-filled state. That's okay too. I can definitely see people who are not catching on to the cosmic joke, being angry with this, because what about, people who are ill? What about when you lose your job and you're hungry? Or what about war? And or if you're against global predators or whatever, or for, whatever. The U.S. is left and right, so you hate the other side, basically. Being really upset and thinking this is either silly or I've got a mental illness. But there's some of you who might be starting to catch on, or what if all this nonsense about enlightenment and awakening and self-realization and all that is just another game of I went from religion to self-help to spirituality to I've arrived, you become awakened, you got the certificate, you've got the mystical experiences, you can tell people, and now you've come up with the God code or the way to, manifest this or how to have that, right? You raise your vibration, suddenly you can have anything, right? That's not ego-based, right? We have egos. We've all been traumatized. What if the cosmic joke is it's just okay? Whatever's going on with you is okay. Whatever you don't like is okay. Whatever you do like is okay. Whatever you want with all your heart that you yearn for, that you really want to change, is okay. What if it's just okay? What if it's just okay to be you? Including not liking you, including wishing you were different. Well, if you want, we could just sit here a little bit. I'm gonna take a few more deep breaths, and then I'll just end this. All right. Well, I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.